For 50 years, the Black Ridge Mine in West Virginia stood as a marvel of human engineering. Thousands of miners worked in relative safety, carving out tunnels that extended nearly 2 miles beneath the surface of the Earth. Then, in October 1998, the facility was abruptly and permanently closed. The official government report cited dangerous, unmanageable methane pockets. Within days, the entrance was entirely sealed off with thick, reinforced concrete. The site sat abandoned for 24 years until an earthquake fractured the concrete seal in 2022. Taking advantage of the breach, a survey team sent a drone equipped with thermal cameras down into the ruins to assess the structural damage. The thermal sensors did not detect trapped methane gas. Nearly 2,000 feet underground, the drone recorded exactly 2,000 individual human heat signatures. They were standing completely still in the pitch black. The federal government sealed the Black Ridge Mine to establish a permanent quarantine, isolating a mirroring entity from the surface world. To understand the footage, we have to look at the site's geological makeup. The lowest tunnel ended at a barrier of solid, unbroken bedrock. Yet workers reported 3 distinct knocks echoing upward from deep inside that solid stone. Assuming shifting rock, the mine manager ordered work to continue. That explanation collapsed when a lone miner deliberately tapped his heavy metal wrench against the tunnel wall 3 times. A second later, the exact same rhythmic pattern tapped back from below. As the anomaly became common knowledge, miners stopped responding to the noise. But one night, a miner named Jacob Harris leaned against the tunnel wall and whispered into the dark, "Who's down there?" After 30 seconds of silence, a perfectly clear, undistorted voice replied, "We're waiting for you to dig a little deeper." It was an exact and flawless replication of Jacob's own voice print. By accurately mimicking a specific individual, the entity demonstrated a capacity to replicate human biology and identity, moving far beyond just simple acoustic vibration. Mine management dismissed these reports as localized panic. 3 weeks later, they ordered a crew to push a new drilling machine straight through a supposedly solid, unexplored rock layer. The drill head didn't hit stone. It broke through into entirely empty space. The crew dropped industrial cameras down the shaft. The feed showed a subterranean cavern far larger than the footprint of the mine itself. It was perfectly smooth, completely devoid of natural formations or support beams, and stretched infinitely into the darkness. Then the audio microphones picked up a sound. It was the slow, synchronized breathing of hundreds of entities, all inhaling and exhaling in perfect rhythm. As the exploration team began pulling the cameras back to the surface, they captured thousands of phantom miner helmet lights snapping on sequentially, illuminating one after another, deep inside the pitch-black void. Company geological records confirmed that no human worked in that space, and no miner had ever entered the chamber. The activation of the helmet lights indicates the entity had learned to coordinate a visual projection of the mine's entire labor force. This brings us back to the 2022 drone expedition. Sealed away in absolute darkness for 2.5 decades, the anomaly used the time to perfect its collective coordination. The 2,000 glowing heat signatures didn't scatter. At the exact same millisecond, every single figure slowly raised one arm toward the camera. The live feed abruptly cut to black. But right before the signal died, the drone's microphone recorded one final transmission. Thousands of emotionless voices spoke as one, stating, "You're digging toward us again." This single sentence shows that the entity has monitored human activity for decades, correctly interpreting our return as a renewed attempt to breach the cavern. Within 48 hours of that thermal footage reaching federal investigators, the government closed the entire valley. Every road leading into the area was permanently severed. While official statements warn tourists about unstable ground, the perimeter is actually secured by permanent military checkpoints, heavily armed and fortified with thick concrete barricades. Despite the quarantine, locals miles from the perimeter still report a familiar sound late at night. 3 slow knocks, echoing upward from somewhere deep beneath the earth. The military perimeter remains a silent acknowledgement of what is still beneath the earth. The entity at Black Ridge is simply waiting for humanity to answer its knock.